What's up, Joe 200? Alrighty, so it's time for me to give you a quick instruction on how to do your first writing assignment, which is right over here. Critical thinking assignment number 1, due Wednesday, September 21st. All right, so that is coming up. So let's get with it. Heads up to the crack staff. Someday when you get done with GERO 200, you become a master's student, then I'll hire you, as I have hired all of my master's students to help me out with this course. And they are really, really great teaching assistants because they really know what's going on in terms of gerontology. So they have great insight. And do read their feedback because they're constantly giving you feedback as we shuffle the deck in our grading. Okay, very cool. All right, so and also I want to give a heads up to a couple of my students, your classmates, that gave me kind of an alert and said, hey, you know what? How about some instructions for GERO 200's first critical thinking assignment? All right, so you go right here, you click right here, my friends. All right, so everything is really laid out well, and I have to thank my co-instructor Julia Walsh for really putting things together here. Basically, you just follow the instructions. This is an amazing website for gathering data. It's continually updated. So I don't care what area you're going to go into in life. Maybe you're going to public health. Maybe you're going to go into business world. You're looking for trends. And this is a great way to do some trends and then make some predictions on what the future is going to hold. And that's what you're going to be doing with this assignment as well. All right, so we have 2 different graphics that you're going to be looking at. It'll be looking at for changes in life expectancy, and then the other one is where we're going to look at the dynamics of the population, where you're going to be able to visualize through the graphs that you're going to download what it looks like in terms of the working public, the contributors to the economy versus the dependents, and that would be people that are younger and people that are older. So the kind of graphics that you generate, we've kind of put a few examples right here. I'm going to show you the slide deck that we have as well. So this is looking at the change in life expectancy. As this gets updated, we're going to see a dip in life expectancy because of the pandemic, okay? Because the average lifespan changed for a big segment of our population because they died earlier than expected because of COVID-19. Alrighty. And then down here, this is looking at the age structure, okay? And what they've done here, and I'll illustrate it for you, is they've compressed it looking from 1950 here to present day 2020, and then these are the projections of what the future holds, okay? Alrighty, it's line graphs. It used to be slightly different, so this has changed a little bit, okay? And this, right here gives you little hints on what to do. And then associated with this, what I have done is I've put the slide deck here, and I'm emailing you this new slide deck as well. When you click on the slide deck, it pops up right there, boom. All right, come on, friends. Okay, there it is, okay. And so this kind of gives you some insight on what's going on. So you have information that you can gather, okay, that will help you in terms of writing. And this all comes from the website. It's very, very cool and how that works. And then this is the kind of data that you can get, okay, by clicking here and there. And I'll show you how that works in a second, okay? Alrighty. All right, so what we want you to do is we want you to add countries. So you're going to click right here at this spot. You're going to add countries as indicated right here. And okay, and this is what it looks like when you get into that menu. I'm going to show you again. And then this was the end result. So we had the U.S. and 2 other countries that we looked at change, the existing life expectancies. And then you just basically explain to us what the dynamics are and were in the country to explain what was going on here versus what was going on here. Okay, why do we see these changes in life expectancy? Okay, alrighty. So yeah, so that's basically what we want you to do. Okay, you can talk about this right here. Okay, what was that right there? Hey, that was like 1918. Okay, what happened then? The Spanish flu. You see the big dip in life expectancy that happened here. We're going to see another little dip here when we go into calculation of COVID. All right, so this is how you do a screen capture to make this kind of figure. All right, so this is the PC method. All right, so you do the Windows key, Shift S, and then you draw the cursor over what you want to do. This is the Mac method. I don't have a Mac, so hopefully this thing is accurate. And for the second part, okay, so you can't put multiple countries in the single graph. So you're going to grab 3 different graphics, okay? And here's the link right here. I'm going to go through it real quickly and show you how that works. And this is how you get some information, okay? That so you play with it, all right? So that's a slide deck explaining everything. So why don't we just go ahead and go to town and take a look at it, okay? Again, you don't have to go in here, but please go check it out. See all the different types of information you can access in terms of your future paper writing, or just your job in the future. In terms of your boss says you need to go get data. I'm going to replace this video with this one right here, and I'm going to stick that right here. And of course, you're going to get it as an email. All right. So just follow the directions. Okay. I'm not going to read this for you. You follow the directions. Okay. Do understand you have to be on time, okay? So we have this setup deduction, 10% per day. Be familiar with academic integrity and what plagiarism is, okay? You can submit your paper, you can check your Turnitin score, all right? And if it's too high, okay, then you can go in and fix it, all right? So that's what we want you to do. Try and get it below 10%, guys. Why not? Okay, so there you have it. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you access to the website. Now we asked you to choose a developing country. Here's a list of developing countries. The US, we're developed, okay? Canada, developed, all right? These are what we call developing countries, all right? So take a look at their age structure. And then this is the rubric, okay, as you're writing the paper, right? So you're going to collect 3 countries, the US and 2 others. One has to be developed, okay? You're going to collect life expectancy, okay? You're going to then have the second graphic. We're looking at young, elderly, and working age. So I showed you these 2 graphs, okay? You're going to explain the trends that are happening, what historically has happened, and what's happening now, okay? You're going to explain provide an explanation of how the data compares between the 3 different countries. What's different between us, for example, in Costa Rica? What's different between us in Italy, okay? In terms of our age structures, okay? You're going to have the graphs, like I said, okay? And there's your point structure. So that's what you follow in terms of the rubric. Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and play with the data. I'm going to go into the life expectancy table here. Now you got to find it, okay? The life expectancy. There's a lot of information you can use in terms of writing up your paper right in here. It's really very useful and lots of information. Like I said, this is one graphic. Okay, looking at transitions, life expectancy in countries. Bless you, Mama. Okay. That's okay. It shows you we're live, and so it's really neat showing you how the data is coming in. This is not part of your paper, but I just love it. All right. So when we started accumulating data in the 1800s for different countries. Okay, life expectancy sucked back then in the 1800s. Okay, but you can see boom, 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 boom. We start getting more and more data, and then all of a sudden the tide begins to turn when we get into the mid 1900s. Okay. Suddenly people start living longer, okay? And that's what that's showing right there, you know? Things like vaccinations. I hope you got yours, okay? Antibiotics, okay, awesome. Alrighty, so that's what this is all about. And then this is just an actual figure that shows you these transitions, right? Big deal. So we're gonna go down here. This is the one that we're talking about for your paper, all right? So I'm gonna choose countries. I'm gonna go in here, okay? And I'm going to get rid of what I don't want. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. Okay. I'm going to scroll down here. I don't want Oceania. Okay. And I don't want Europe. I don't want it. Okay. What I do want is I want to look at how South Korea has fared. All right. I want to look at Syria. Okay. And of course, the big United States of America. So I've chosen 3 countries now. All right, you hit the X and get out, and voila, there we are. All right, so we got 3 countries right here. Okay, there. Okay, got my finger out there, my cursor out of the way. So you can see South Korea had big problems here. What was this? This was the Korean War. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, awesome. Like I said, the United States. Okay, right here. Okay, look at that. The Spanish flu. Okay, and then you see Syria, how they have lagged behind. So you got to explain that. So what you're going to do is, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to do a screen capture. All right, so that's what happens when I do the Windows key, Shift SS. I grab the figure. Awesome. And now I have it. Okay, so now I can go ahead and print it out if I want to. Okay, all right. Okay, what else? And you just do a paste, and then from there. So that's, I've copied that in. Now you do a paste. All right, so that's part one. And there's lots of information in here that explains what's going on. Okay, so you can figure out how to articulate what your findings are. That's part one. All right, part two. Okay, we want to look at the working public. Okay, click right here. All right. All right, so this graphic has changed from previous semesters. All right, and there we have right there. So that's for Afghanistan. All right, so why not do the same countries that I did before? All right, so I'm going to change country. Okay, all right, and I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to grab the good old USA. All right, United States. Bam. Okay, and so we see right here. There. Now we can see that, so you have to kind of scroll to get it back in place, right? So this is showing again young in red, okay, working age, okay, in green, and the elderly people over the 65. So that you can see how they define under 15 and over 65, and you can see the dynamics, and you can see how they changed over here. What was going on in our countries to have this happen, and then this is on a percentile basis. Okay, we're looking at this right here, and then the percentile change that's going to happen going from 2020 forward. So this is, why we are kind of wringing our hands, okay? So that's what you do. You can look, if you want, so this is on a percentile basis. You can look at the raw numbers. I just, you can click back and forth, okay? And you can see right here that there is this stagnation in raw numbers of the working public, but you see who's moving up and up and up and up and up and up, okay? The people over 65. And you see the decline in young, all right? So these are all, projections. Right, so I'm going to go back to the relative change, okay? All right, and then and if you want an explanation, okay, you can go in here and read all about age structures, all right? What they mean, change country. So I would do a screen capture here, okay? Put it in to my Word or PowerPoint document, okay? So that was the US, okay? Now I got to go scroll to South Korea. Okay, and I'm going to check them out. All right, so it says up here now, South Korea. All right, so you can see they are making this transition so much more quick than we are. Okay, so look at on a percentile basis, the changes happening in terms of their young under 15 population, and how their older population on a percentile basis is skyrocketing. Okay, and then we see the predicted percent changes. Let's look at the raw numbers. Okay, and you can see it's kind of crazy. All right, so the projection of the working public is going down, 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 down. This is, this is a big deal. Who's gonna, provide the finances to the economy to support all these old people if the working public's disappearing? So that's mind-blowing to me. All right, very cool. And then the last one that I did was Syria. There it is, Syria. And there, so we see some changes right here, okay? There was major strife and disease right here, all right? So there was a blip right here, okay? All right, so this is during, sadly, a lot of the war that was happening in the 2000s, and then you see it comes back here. So there was a big loss you see in the working age group right there, okay? So they're going to continue to grow, okay? All right. They're young people, and it in part reflects that they have a lot of young people. We see here right here. We're looking at raw numbers. Let's look at the relative change. All right, so we see right here that under 15, they have this huge growth that we didn't see in the other countries. Okay, it will taper away. You can see right here, and on a percentile basis, the older people are going to become an issue for them as well. Alrighty, so that's it, okay? Again, in terms of writing the paper, what I just suggest that you do is, you follow the instructions, okay? And then you come over here and you line up what you've done with the rubric, and you're good. Here's some frequently asked questions and tips in terms of writing the paper. And again, here these are the kind of graphics you're going to see. All right, you'll upload it into Turnitin. Check your Turnitin score. Make sure you're happy with it. Okay, if you don't like it, then go ahead and put the paper in again a second time. All right, that's it, my friends. Okay, peace. And oh yeah, one last thing. I just wanted, when I was talking, let's go back to the weekly assignments, see if you guys are still watching or not. Okay, but when I was doing the weekly assignments, we were in the theories of biology of aging, and I wanted to make sure that you guys kind of understood what was going on in terms of the discussion. Okay, and we were down here. Okay, and so this right here is, if you get to a point that you need to have your fertility check, what happens is normally your ovaries are producing estrogen, okay? It comes back, okay, and then that causes this surge of LH, and then you release one egg, maybe two, okay? Awesome. So you have this follicle stimulating hormone right here that is causing the growth of your ovaries, okay, based on the normal estrogens that are being produced as each follicle grows in your monthly cycle, okay? What you can do is you can fool the brain, okay, by giving this clomiphene that blocks the action of estrogen. And so the brain just keeps pumping out this follicle stimulating hormone. So instead of producing one follicle like you would normally do on a month, you might produce 10 follicles. Okay, then you go off the clomiphene, okay, 10 follicles burst, 10 is better than one, you're much more likely to get pregnant, okay? And this is also a way that doctors, they can see how many eggs you can produce and to see how functional your ovaries are. So that's how they test, okay? Another thing that can be done is we can inject you directly with this follicle stimulating hormone, okay? Don't use this trick, but inject follicle stimulating hormone. Again, produce a lot of eggs that are out there, okay? All right, I just want to make that clear for you guys, okay? Men, we don't got that, okay? So we just have decreased sperm production and reduced quality of sperm, okay? And then, again, this telomere thing, okay, our sperm produced by cell division. There's a lot of cell division that goes into the nurturing of the follicle. The egg is already there, okay? But in terms of the follicle, there's a lot of cell division that goes, and that is impacted, okay? And then secondly, the telomeres on the end of the chromosomes in the egg, they can get withered away by a process called oxidation. All right, I just wanted to say that, guys. All right, so that we're clear on this. Do go into this, to the website and check it out. This is a really informative website, and it kind of is a wake-up call about, what you guys should be thinking about in terms of your lives. All right, that's it. I overstayed my welcome. Peace. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to end this now.